What's up, friends? It's your certified health and fitness coach here at San Diego Running and Sports Injury Clinic to talk about how you can heal bones faster by running. If you're confused about this idea, this is what we want to talk about today, the anti-gravity treadmill. This amazing piece of equipment can enable you to overcome common obstacles to your fitness and running goals. I'm here at the San Diego Running and Sports Injury Clinic with Riley to talk all about this amazing AlterG treadmill they have here and how they use it to help their patients and clients rehab from injuries and optimize their running performance. So Riley, what exactly is this anti-gravity treadmill?
Hey Caroline, yeah, so an anti-gravity or commonly known as an AlterG treadmill is a treadmill that's inside of a chamber you can see here, and basically what it allows us to do is someone wears a special pair of shorts and they can walk or run at a percentage less than their body weight. So think about everything below kind of where the back is, you would get less impact than yourself on Earth.
So running at less of my percentage of body weight, so meaning I could run at 50% of my body weight.
Yeah, so think about it, you know, if someone hypothetically, let's say, weighs 100 pounds, we could make them weigh 50 pounds.
On the anti-gravity treadmill?
On the anti-gravity treadmill, yeah.
So how exactly does that help somebody with a bone injury, a stress fracture, run?
Great question. So the AlterG has a lot of different uses. In the injury prevention realm, we find it most valuable for bone-related injuries like stress fractures, full fractures, just because bone recovers quicker with a little bit of impact, but not someone's body weight. So by getting a controlled, increased amount of impact over time, the bone will come back stronger. It's a Wolf's Law.
That's amazing, because I know I have a lot of subscribers that have stress fractures and fractures, and they're runners.
Yeah.
And they're dying to get back out there, and they don't really know how to safely ease their way back into running after an injury, or use something like this to rehab an injury properly.
Yeah, think about it. You know, obviously with a bone-related injury, you're not going to be running outside right away because that's going to make it worse. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, you know, something like aqua jogging and pool running, although it does have a lot of benefit, the impact never changes with that. So with the AlterG, we're easily, each time someone's on, able to increase it 2, 5, 7%. And then over a course of a month or 5 weeks, someone's not only built their bone to be stronger than it was pre-injury, but also you're still running. So your fitness is still the same. It's not like you've been sitting on the couch for 6 to 8 weeks and then suddenly you have to go out and, you know, start running, and it's like being a new runner.
Now, I know that's kind of a hard concept to grasp, especially if you're dealing with any sort of injury that you may have gotten from running, but we're going to show you how the AlterG works in this video, so stay tuned for that. What else is the AlterG good for outside of stress fractures, bone-related injuries?
Yeah, great question. So another injury or condition that we find the AlterG very valuable is anyone after surgery. So any sort of knee injury, think lower extremity surgery, knee injury, hip replacement, knee replacement. After those types of surgeries, it's essential that someone starts moving whenever they get the clearance, often less than a week after the surgery. If someone doesn't start, you know, moving in a controlled fashion, you can build adhesions and actually cause the surgery or the rehab to be stalled. So on the AlterG, it allows someone to walk in the beginning safely, just get them the lower body moving, and then just like I mentioned with the bone-related injuries, slowly bring more weight on, slowly increase the speed, slowly bring the variables up, and help them recover faster after their surgery.
I've also seen non-injured athletes use it to enhance their performance.
Totally, yeah. So in the performance benefit realm, the AlterG does have great use. Think about being an athlete, let's say, that's training for a 5K, 10K, and then they decide, hey, I want to make the step up to a half marathon or a marathon. Obviously, in order to do that, someone needs to run more miles and do more workouts and get their body conditioned for the longer distance. The AlterG, utilizing it 1 day a week or twice a week, running at a chunk less of your body weight, allows you to get the similar workout benefit and the miles in without the injury risk of running them outside.
And I mean, how many of you want to run, but gosh, it just hurts your ankles, your knees, your joints, your hips, because the impact is so intense, it's so hard on the body. The AlterG enables you to run without as much impact. And so it feels like running on a cloud, which I think is actually why a lot of people spend more money on Hokas these days, because Hokas are fluffy and they give you less impact on the body. So the AlterG is like a huge Hoka for your entire body, and really enhances performance, helps you recover from surgeries and from injuries, enables you to run with a bone-related injury and heal faster. It will really be a gateway to so many things if you're looking to run through an injury, recover from an injury, and or just get into running without risking an injury. So we're going to show you how this AlterG works, how it's set up, because I've heard that a lot of clinics, they have the equipment, but they don't actually know how to properly use it, which is why I love San Diego Institute for Running and Sports Injuries, because they know how to use it and they know how to program it for their clients so that their clients are safely able to access the AlterG for their goals. So we're going to show you how we set it up, and then also, what makes you different about your programming here at San Diego Running Institute and Sports Injury Clinic. So Riley, what are some of your favorite stories of different clients and patients using the AlterG?
Yeah, so great question. I remember when we first got ours 7 or 8 years ago, we had a group of 3 high school age cross-country runners that were all from the same high school, and they all just happened to get stress fractures at the same time. Different areas of the body. One, I think, was in the hip, one was in the tibia, and one actually tore the sheath that sits in between the tibia and the fibula, just from, running too many miles as a 16, 17-year-old. So they came in, like I mentioned, simultaneously, and we started them kind of on a rehab protocol that we had figured out for bone-related issues on the treadmill. And 6 to 8 weeks later, once they had graduated from their protocol on the treadmill, one of them actually the same week placed top 10 at a CIF region championship, so the big cross-country tournament. So literally, like we had mentioned, the bone at that point is stronger than it was before, and she was running on here, she was running fast, she was doing workouts, the bone was resilient enough at a point where she could do that, and within a week, she won her race. So it really allows you to get back, not only heal your injury, but get back to your pre-injury levels of sports performance quicker than a lot of other rehab tools out there.
I've also seen clients and patients that are obese and they're unable to do a lot of walking because of the impact on their joints. And so they use the AlterG to walk so that they are able to lose weight and gain fitness until they're ready to transition into walking in the real world.
Yeah, and totally. So, one more I'll mention too is we have an older woman that she has osteoporosis, and she's been coming to us to use the treadmill for a few years now, and she actually, in her last bone scan, the level of osteoporosis had decreased. So now she's at osteopenia, which is essentially like pre-osteoporosis. So she's created, a better bone density profile just from, walking on the AlterG for 1 day a week, over consecutive, weeks.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, when I was a young athlete, a young runner in San Francisco, I had post-tib tendon tendonitis, which is brutal if you've ever had it. And I was able to continue running on the AlterG until the injury had healed and transitioned back into outdoors. So I love this thing. It has been part of my life, and it's always mind-boggling that so many people have never heard of it. Now, here's a question. If somebody wants to learn more about the AlterG or come see you, what would be the best way?
Yeah, so we've built out our website with quite a bit of information on the AlterG and how we use it and what it is. I will say it's the type of thing where me and Caroline could explain for an hour about it, and you'll see video of her on it, but it's something that someone really has to try in order to appreciate. So for anyone that lives in San Diego and the surrounding area, and if you have an injury that you think, or if you want to try it out, the AlterG, feel free, email. We'll put the email in the comments. We have a text line. We'll put the text line in the comments.
Their
Reach
website.
out. Yeah, and we'll be happy to get you taken care of.
Their website is phenomenal. It's a great resource. I'll include all of their information in the description box below, so please reach out to them. They've helped so many of my clients through injuries and through their fitness and performance goals. So I cannot recommend San Diego Sports Injury Recovery Clinic the most. And yeah, we're going to show you guys how the AlterG works. All right, friends, so I've got my spiffy AlterG shorts on, and
she's ready to go. So let's get her hooked up on the machine.
All right.
So it's got to be lowered down to the ground here, and Caroline can step right there and then inside the machine, and I'll raise the support bar here up to roughly hip height, and we'll zip you in here.
Now, if you didn't know this already, the AlterG was developed by NASA. And it was actually developed to add weight on, but something happened and it took weight off.
It did the opposite.
It did the opposite. And so now here it is helping runners and active individuals and non-active individuals run, which is pretty awesome.
All right, so once she's zipped in, we turn on the machine for takeoff here. And it's got to calibrate her body weight. That way it's exact to whatever Caroline weighs. So the machine's going to do its thing. It's a little bit loud. And then, once it's done in about 20 or 30 seconds, the fun will start.
It is so much fun. It's fun when running feels good. And running doesn't always feel good in the real world on pavement. Woo. I'm excited, Riley.
You should be. It's fun. The AlterG's great. Any runner will have appreciation just trying one. Even if you're not injured, just being able to feel, hey, if I was 10 pounds less, this is what it would be like. So, good. 20 to 30 seconds have gone by now. Calibration's done. The fun is ready to start.
So I just completed a run on the AlterG, and I was at 70% just for like a smooth ride. It felt so good. I currently don't have any injuries, but I don't run consistently outdoors. It's something I used to do all the time when I lived in San Francisco. But then I had a sesamoid injury, and I stopped running for 4 to 5 years. So returning to running was like very jarring for my body because it really wasn't used to walking or running. So I used things like the AlterG to kind of slowly acclimate to the movement pattern again because it was so foreign to me after taking so long off with my sesamoid injury. And the AlterG has really helped me a lot. And I see it work with a lot of my clients with their fractures or their arthritis. And I just cannot recommend it enough. So if you have the opportunity to visit Dr. Allen in San Diego to try the AlterG, you have to take it because it's something that you've never experienced before and can truly be such a tool and an aid for you. So yeah, I'm going to finish up my run here, and you'll be seeing more of the AlterG on this channel.